Okay, let's talk about another important issue: weight loss in relation to weight gain on the challenge. It's one of the things that actually comes up a lot. And It's one of the things actually that people are concerned about because I get a lot of different individuals in the challenge. You get some folks that are already, at a desired weight. Or you get some people that definitely, the majority of people want to lose weight. But what about those who don't really want to lose weight? What about those people who are at their desired weight but are just, trying to achieve the healthy lifestyle? So I want to differentiate the difference between actual weight loss, fat loss, and the release of toxins and things in your body because there's a difference. And you need to understand that. Weight loss is not just weight loss. Weight loss uh, is a general term that pretty much covers it all. But there's different types of weight loss. There's fat loss, and there's I call it toxicity. There's a toxin loss, meaning that some the vast 99.9999% of you have your colons packed right now with years worth of waste. And when you start consuming fiber, when you start consuming plants and vegetables on a more regular basis, one of the first things you're going to see happen is that fiber is going to start pushing and scrubbing the walls of your colon to cleanse out some of those toxins and waste that's been in there for years. And so when we in relation to weight loss, you need to understand that every pound is not a pound of fat, and every pound is not just, oh, it should go in the same tab as weight loss. Some of the pounds are definitely pounds of mess of I don't even want to that's been on your body. It's toxic waste that your body just hasn't been able to get rid of. One of the things we'll explain when we get to the meat section is when you consume meat, your body almost makes this kind of slurpy film that sticks to the walls of your colon, and over the years, things get captured in this slurpy type of film. If you can imagine. This is graphic, but if you can imagine like a roach hotel that they used to make, or fly trap, it has this little sticky stuff on it that when the flies or the roaches go in, they don't come back out. And the reason they can't come back out is because their legs are stuck in this gooey, sticky substance. Imagine that being stuck to the walls of your colon. Now, when you process food and things like that, call it this film starts to capture particles, and over the years, it captures waste, and now this waste is just stuck in there, and it can't come out until you start doing what is necessary to clean it out, and that is basically eating the vast majority of your food needs to be fresh fruits and vegetables or foods that are full of fiber. And I'm not talking about a fiber replacement like Metamucil. I'm talking about fresh fruits and vegetables that will scrub the walls of your colon and clean you out. Some people have colonics. Some people use enemas and things like that to force the issue because over years of damage, they need to have a more invasive effort at cleaning out their colons, just due to the fact that 90% of our diseases come from a colon that is full of waste. It's creating toxins and sending it out into your bloodstream. So that is one of the areas that your weight loss is coming from. And so many of you, nobody wants to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. Many of you are pooping a lot more than you did when you started this challenge. Now, if you were only pooping once or twice a day and now you're going 3 to 4 times a day, it's not just the fact that you're eating a healthier diet. Your body is literally starting to get rid of waste, and it's some of the. It'll be like, unfortunately, the poop will be some of the most foul-smelling stuff that that's ever exited your body, and that's because it's kind of like a pond that's been sitting around and there's no water going into it, and it becomes stagnant, it becomes stale, and it becomes stank. And that's what happens when you leave something to rot for a while. That's happening in your body. So when it leaves, it's very foul. So you're pooping more, which is a good thing. And don't, I mean, that's not a bad thing. You might be a major inconvenience, granted, but it's a good thing that you're no longer constipated. So technically, after every meal, at some time after, you're supposed to go to the restroom. So if you're using the restroom a lot more, that's also a sign in an addition to the weight loss. So moving on now to fat. When we consider weight loss, there is fat loss. Specifically, I want you to lose fat, not lean muscle. And the way that we're eating, you need to be very sure and not be doubt the fact that what you're eating is not causing you to lose muscle. You're eating enough carbohydrates with the fresh fruits and vegetables. You're eating enough protein with the fresh fruits and vegetables, especially if you're eating the slow or freak diets. Slow has 2 to 3 meats per week, and the freak diet has 1 to 2 meat in wheat per week. Now, most of you are probably concerned, well, I haven't been eating meat all week. Maybe that's why I'm losing weight. I'm not eating as much protein as I'm supposed to. Now, we're going to get over into this when we start talking about meat, but you need to understand something and hear me out on this. You have been consuming way too much protein in your diet. The American diet is full of protein, too much protein. When it comes to the breakdown, scientifically, here's what the breakdown is supposed to be. It's supposed to be 60, 30, 10. 60% carbohydrate, 30% protein, 10% fat. Most of you have been consuming 50% protein. That's too much protein. It creates a very acidic profile in your body, and your body actually puts on weight because of that. It puts on weight because you've been consuming too much protein. It can't digest all that protein. It creates an acidic profile, and when you have an acidic profile instead of a more alkaline one, your body starts putting on excess weight. So let's say you're a certain build. I had somebody talk to me the previous day. She's very concerned about her weight. She wants to gain weight. I'm at 9 times out of 10, unless it's a very specific case, I'm 100% opposed to people gaining weight to try and put more weight on purpose. Unless you have a medical condition where you are malnourished for whatever reason, and your body is not using the nutrients that you're putting in it. But it's certainly not a case that will become evident because you're eating the way you're eating on the 60-day Fall Health Challenge. This is not going to be one of the reasons why you become malnourished. If anything, you will be more nourished doing a week of this than you'll be doing anything else. Now, continue it for 60 days. It's not malnourishment. You're going to be more nourished than you've ever been in your entire life. So when people come to me and ask me, hey, Mark, I want to gain weight, I immediately start asking questions they're not prepared to answer. Or they didn't want to answer in the first place. Why do you want to gain weight? 9 times out of 10, it's because somebody else wants them to look a certain way. Now, that's good. I mean, I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. Hey, I want to look good for my wife when it comes that time, too. And believe if she wants me muscular in a certain area, hey, I'm going to be muscular in the area just for her because I love her. But on the same token, there needs to be balance to that. And here's the balance. Your body will regulate how much weight it's supposed to have on your frame. And yes, there are guidelines. There are. There are guidelines for a small frame, there are guidelines for a medium frame, and there are guidelines for a big frame. And yes, as for certain frames and certain height and build, you're supposed to have a certain amount of weight on your body. But that's not necessarily the case every single time. So, what if you're one of those people that is just, you're a small person, you've been skinny all your life. This is the exact type of scenario I'm talking about. You've been skinny all your life, for the most part. Pretty much anything that you did, you didn't really gain that much weight. But you've been eating horrible and you know it for your whole life. And the things that people had to do to jump in circles, you don't have to do to lose weight. You can eat hamburgers, you can eat meat, you can eat the most fattening and sugary foods, all that you want, and you won't gain weight, but your stomach is still protruding. And for whatever you do, you don't gain weight. This specifically is for you. When you join a challenge like the 60-day challenge, and you start losing weight, you're immediately going to be like, whoa, 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 what is this? Why am I losing weight? I don't want to lose weight. I've never meant to lose weight. I want to gain weight. Well, no, you don't. You don't want to gain weight, because that weight will be too much weight for your body frame and your size. When you put on excess weight for a small frame or a big frame or a medium frame, it starts to affect your joints, your movement, your ability to digest your food. It affects things that you really don't think about on an everyday basis. Your body has to be a certain height, and a certain frame to allow more weight to come on. Now, is it a bad thing to put on a whole bunch of weight on a skinny frame? Yes. Is it bad if I just had a little bit of weight on a skinny frame? No. But my thing is, don't purposely try to seek to gain that weight. Let your body regulate how much weight it's supposed to have on its own. And it is one of the most efficient, if I may use the word, machines known in the universe. Your body will regulate the right amount of weight for you. So if you're a naturally skinny person and you're experiencing weight loss, especially on the 60-day challenge, or you want to eat healthy but you're scared to eat healthy because you're scared of weight loss, look, the weight loss that's coming off of you is not necessarily bad weight. It may be fat, and it definitely may be your colon releasing the type of waste that I just got finished talking about. It's not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing. Now, if that weight loss continues excessively, and that weight loss starts to cause you to be malnourished, then we may have an issue. Then we may need to consider changing your eating habits. But if you experience weight loss in the first few weeks of the challenge, and you're scared that weight loss is a bad thing, change your mindset toward that a little bit, because it's not a bad thing. It is not a bad thing for you to be a skinny person if you are a skinny person, despite what someone else might want you to be. Okay, so do not ever consider really put too much emphasis on the thoughts of others when it comes to you being healthy. So that's the skinny portion of it. Now let's talk about what is actually happening in your body just a little bit when it comes to the fat loss. Now, or weight loss in general. You need to understand that you're not just eating for weight loss. I mentioned weight loss. I'm excited about your weight loss, but you have to understand that most of you have been eating food and the type of diet that will lead you to disease in your 40s, your 50s, and your 60s. You may be fine right now, because you're young, or you've gotten, you've been blessed and haven't experienced some of these things. But let me tell you something. I, don't think that you've dodged the bullet because you're eating whatever you want, and you haven't experienced anything yet, because you will. You will. The fact of the matter is that your body is primed to eat a certain way. Period. And we haven't evolved past that. Your body will never evolve past fresh fruits and vegetables, whole fruits and vegetables. It will never evolve past that. It's in your DNA. You'll never evolve past that. So no, you can't eat a bunch of meat over the years and expect that later on in life, or just, I say meat, but I mean bad eating habits. You can't have bad eating habits over a space of years and expect that later on you will not experience the consequences of those actions. So this 60-day lifestyle is not just about your weight loss. If you're losing weight and you're scared of that, don't be, because this is also about healthy living. I want you to live out the fullness of your days. And one of the ways to do that physically is to make sure that you're getting the right food in your body to do that. Now, what's the alternative? I'm losing too much weight, or I believe I am, and now I'm scared, so I'm going to go back to eating the way I used to. And that's what some of you may think to start doing on a regular basis, because of the weight loss, or your fear of that weight loss. Well, now you're putting your body back in what I call disease mode. Right now, we're priming and setting up an environment for health, and for healthy living, and for a body that's energetic and youthful, and your skin is beautiful, and you're moving and you're happy. But you're going to go back to eating the foods that allowed you to keep on the excess, and I do mean excess weight, whether it was the toxicity, the excess waste, or fat that you needed to lose. You go back to eating that food so that you can look a certain way to either please, whatever, to please someone else or to please yourself. But what's more important? Is your health more important? The longevity of your life? Or is the look? I want you to look just as good. Health is, I want you to look as good as you feel. But I also want you to be able to be there for your children and your children's children. I want you to be able to last, to share the wisdom of the many years of your life. And I know that there are certain foods and diets that will not allow you to get there. So don't briefly consider it. Mull it over and think about weight loss as not a bad thing if you're at a certain weight and you're happy with that. Now, that to say, if you are losing a whole bunch of weight and you're already a skinny person and your goal has been to add weight on, if you want to add weight, I want you to add muscle and not fat. Okay? So adding muscle would just mean that you need to lift some type of weights or do some type of bodybuilding type exercise. Even the women. Okay? So don't be scared to consider a lean muscle building type program, which of course I can help you with. All you have to do is ask. So I guess that's the skinny, pun intended, on the on fat loss and weight loss in general. I want you to be healthy, and that may require some weight loss. Don't be scared of it. Don't be scared of weight loss in general. Okay. I think I said all I needed to say about that. I hope you're enjoying the merits of the challenge and everything that comes from it. The next segment we're going to discuss is meat. Thank you.